Alright guys, very quick video on my Reavers, basically. Some of them are just plain Jane, nothing to them, and some of them are some customs of varying degrees, Kitbashes, things like that. So I wanted to show you guys what I've got set up for my shelf, and you know, maybe some of the cool stuff you can do, and would love to see some of you guys set up for your Reavers. Now, I don't have the entire crew. At this point I'm missing Wade, and I'm trying to work out a way to get that guy customized and get him in the group. But at this point, what we have here is we have got Bonebreaker, we've got Skullbuster, Pretty Boy, we got Murray back there, we got Angelo, and then of course we got Lady Deathstrike. And that is the team as I have it set up right now. Obviously, Bonebreaker is, well, bone stock. Lady Deathstrike, and yes, some people are going to complain, why do you use the older Lady Deathstrike when there's a newer version? And I get it, I know. But there's something about this one that just looks way creepier to me. And I kind of like the creepy Lady Deathstrike. I don't know, there's just something about the comics I remember from the 80s, you know, with the X-Men and the Reaver. It just, I don't know, she just looked creepier back then. So I like the kind of gangly, skinnier look of this one. So I haven't replaced it because I like this one. I think she still looks good. You know, I think she still looks good the way she is. Anyway, of course, then we've got here, we got Murray here, which is just the Skullbuster body with the Murray head on it. Just kind of left that one stock. The only thing that I did to this was take the bandolier that he had on him off, and then use that one on this right here, where I've got, and I forget the wave it was, but it was one of the cable bodies, not the, was it Sasquatch? I don't even remember which wave it was. No, it wasn't Sasquatch wave, it was the one before that. But I took that cable body and I went ahead and put Skullbuster's head on there, plus the bandolier from Murray, and just, you know, gave him a gun, that kind of thing, and that's really all I did to it. So it's a pretty basic head swap. I've got what I think is a pretty cool looking Skullbuster there. I think he looks better than he did on the other body because he's significantly bigger. Then we got Angelo here, and Angelo was just a real simple thing that I threw together. I probably could have done a little bit more, but essentially I've got Zartan's body from G.I. Joe Classifieds, and I've been thinking about taking these off. I think I might take these shoulder pads off. I think it'd look better without the shoulder pads, but we'll see. And then this is one of the extra Hydra heads from, what was it, the MCU first 10 years Red Skull that came with the 3 additional heads, so you could swap them out for additional Hydra troops or have them as Red Skull or whatever. I've got him sitting on my shelf as Red Skull, so I've got these Hydra troop heads that are extra, and I think this looks pretty cool as kind of just a stand-in, at least, for Angelo there. Then the one that I did the most to, and that's Pretty Boy here. Pretty Boy, and you can probably tell just by looking at him, this was K2SO from the Star Wars Black series, so, you know, the robot from Rogue One. And the head on here is a Mattel Superman head. I've been thinking about putting another head on, but, you know, he's supposed to be a fairly good-looking dude, and Superman's a fairly good-looking dude, so I've got him on there. As far as the body itself, I did chop the arms down because the arms on the K2SO, if you look at them here, they came down past the knees. They look kind of goofy for what Pretty Boy's supposed to look like in the comics, which is kind of a cross between something like this and the endoskeleton from Terminator. So I chopped the arms down and re-drilled the peg holes, threw some hands on there, took the K2SO hands off, which looked goofy, put some more accurate hands on there, gave him a gun. I did do a paint on him. I did this kind of silver, I don't know what you would call that, but anyway, just made sure I left the details in there and all the lining, because he's, you know, he's originally K2SO is solid black. So I did a silver on him and then sealed it up with some varnish, and he came out really, really good. He's, you know, the arms being shortened really helped out a lot. Again, not sure about the Superman head. I don't know, I always pictured Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy was always smiling more, and so I need to find a good smiling head for him. So I don't know. I'll probably end up swapping out the head at some point, but in the meantime, just doing a quick repaint on the K2SO body, and then, like I said, just making sure I leave in all the details and things like that, and all the little areas here along there. And then I left this part, the center portion, black. It'd probably look better if you wanted to do a swap, if you're doing your own custom, with, let's say, one of the NECA T800 endoskeletons from Terminator, but those are pretty expensive. Those things start at like 35 bucks, 40 bucks sometimes to pick one of those up and then do a head swap and do some stuff to it. It'd probably be a little bit more comic accurate, whereas you can pick this guy up, K2SO. I picked him up online for 15 bucks free shipping, and that was not an unusual price. It's not like I got a great deal. That's kind of what he goes for loose out of the box. He's not very expensive. You could probably even get him cheaper than that, and then just do a simple head swap and a quick repaint with whatever, you know, whatever head you want to go with. And then the repaint, obviously, I recommend silver like this, just because that's usually how he's been portrayed, or at least it was back when I was a huge fan of the Claremont comics back in the 80s. So there you go. There's my Reavers. So I've got my Lady Deathstrike, I got my Bone Breaker, which are pretty bone stock. You know, we've got the Murray head on the Bone Breaker body there that we got from Hasbro. I've got a Zartan standing in for Angelo. We got the Skullbuster there on the cable body, and then a nice little K2SO custom Star Wars Black Series Pretty Boy. So that's my Reaver setup. Would love to see you guys and what you guys have set up. So that's going to be it. Questions, comments, leave it down below, and we will see you guys later. Thanks.